Steph Curry's most savage moments. Steph Curry is one of the best players in the last decade, and he knows it. Steph has countless disrespectful moments since joining the NBA. And so let's narrow it down and take a look at 10 of the most savage moments from Steph Curry's career. 10. Steph breaks ankles without even dribbling. This first move was so disrespectful that Steph didn't even need to move. In a game against the Kings, things were incredibly close going into the final few minutes. The Warriors were just a couple of points behind, with the ball in their hands. After a screen from Durant, Steph got the ball and hit a fake so deadly it sent Kings forward Justin Jackson falling to the floor.
Curry, defender falls down, and that makes it 120 to 119.
Imagine breaking someone's ankles without even dribbling the ball. That is just how good Steph Curry is with the ball in his hands. 9. Steph's no-look 3 against the Mavericks. Steph is so good that a lot of the time he knows the ball's going in way before it even does. In Game 3 of the Western Conference Finals last year, Steph was just schooling the Mavericks defense for the entire game. In the second quarter, with the game close, Steph puts Spencer Dinwiddie in the blender with his off-the-ball movement. Disrespectful enough, but Steph makes things even more savage by hitting a 3 right in the defender's face.
Thompson, Wiggins, Looney, 3, Steph got it! Oh, what a shot!
Steph just knew the 3 was going in, turning his back to the shot after he let it go because he knew it was heading in. A classic disrespectful moment from Steph Curry. 8. Steph stares down the Cavs bench before the shot goes in. It is not even the first time that Steph has turned his back on a shot before it has even gone in. With less than 90 seconds remaining in a game between the Cavaliers and the Warriors, Steph found himself some space past the three-point line and threw up a shot to tie the game. While the ball was still in the air, Steph talks trash to the Cavs bench, and you guessed it, the shot goes in.
Steph in close quarters gets it back, 3 to tie. Good! It didn't look good at first, but then he gave it up, relocated, didn't even need to watch it going. He's looking at the Cavs bench.
To have that much confidence on a clutch game-tying shot is ridiculous. With Steph finishing with 40 points and the W, how can it not be one of the most disrespectful moments of his career? 7. Steph makes Chris Paul slip. While Steph Curry will likely be remembered as the greatest shooter the NBA has ever seen, he has used his slick handles to embarrass a lot of defenders. Even one of the greatest point guards in the NBA was on the wrong end of Steph's slick moves. In a regular season game between the Warriors and the Clippers, CP3 had the tough job of defending Steph. In the second quarter, Steph had dribbled past Paul, but still needed to make some space for a shot. That is when Steph unleashed a nasty dribble move, which was just way too quick for Chris Paul. Steph has broken a lot of ankles, but sending one of the best point guards of all time to the floor is incredibly impressive.
Curry inline shakes Paul out of his boots and hits a fall-away jump shot.
This happened back in 2014 when Chris Paul was in his prime. Steph was only a baby in the league when he embarrassed CP3. If you know anything about the rivalry between these two, you can understand why this move was so savage from Steph. 6. Steph puts the Nuggets to sleep. Steph Curry was in unbelievable form in the 2022 NBA playoffs, and he was certainly loving every moment of that campaign. In the first round of those playoffs, Steph and the Warriors had a 3-1 lead over the Denver Nuggets and were holding a slim lead in Game 5. With less than 40 seconds remaining, Steph could extend the Warriors' lead and effectively end the game. Well, come on. It wouldn't be on this list if Steph hadn't nailed the layup to give the Warriors a 5-point lead with 30 seconds to go. Steph knew he had just won the series, hitting his night-night celebration before the game had even ended. Just savage stuff from Steph Curry, and he did put the Nuggets to sleep, with the Warriors winning the series 4-1. 5. Smart flops and Curry sends the Celtics to sleep. That was not even the last time in those playoffs that we saw Steph pull out the night-night celebration after another playoff win. In the finals of those same playoffs, Golden State headed to Boston with a 3-2 lead, looking to end the series in TD Garden. Things really did not go well for the Celtics, with the Warriors holding a 12-point lead with 3 minutes to go. After Marcus Smart did what Marcus Smart always does and flopped, Steph hit another 3-pointer to extend the lead to 15 points.
And more magic here in Game 6. Curry gets it, fakes, fires, 3-pointer, bang! Steph Curry from downtown, a 15-point lead.
Despite there being more than 3 minutes left on the clock, Steph still hit his classic night-night celebration in front of the stunned Boston fans. Doing that sort of celebration with 3 minutes left in the game is so savage from Steph Curry, and you can see why the Celtics fans hated Steph that series. 4. Curry owns the Celtics. That was not the only moment of disrespect from Curry to the Celtics in that series. In fact, it wasn't even just when he was winning that Steph was being savage to the Celtics fans. In Game 4, the Warriors were down 2-1 in Boston and they needed a turnaround. Well, Steph Curry just seemed in different form that night, showing his confidence in the first quarter. After hitting a deep 3 to put the Warriors 5 points ahead, Curry made his feelings known to the Celtics fans. Steph yelled at the fans, "I own this place!"
Another long-distance shot. It's good. Steph Curry. Back-to-back long-distance threes.
I mean, that in itself is pretty savage, but context makes it seem even crazier. The Warriors were down 2-1 in the series at the time, having been comfortably beaten in Games 1 and 3. But it made Steph look like a genius when the Warriors could win Game 4 in Boston, before winning the next 2 games to become NBA champions once again. It really did feel like Steph owned TD Garden when he won the title in Boston at the end of Game 6. Just the definition of savage from Curry there. 3. Curry gets revenge over Patrick Beverley. As he is one of the best players in the league, there are a lot of people trying to stop Steph Curry. That of course includes Patrick Beverley. Steph has clashed with Pat Bev on countless occasions. After Steph and Pat Bev clashed, a fire was lit under Curry and he put up an insane performance. Just to top off the revenge Steph was able to get, Beverley didn't want to guard Curry on the final shot, so Steph used the mismatch to drift past his defender and put in the layup for the win. Now that is a great way to get revenge. 2. Steph's half-court winner over the Thunder. The OKC Thunder would have had a very different history if it was not for Steph Curry. Well, in a regular season game between the Warriors and the Thunder, OKC had the chance to win it, but missed the shot with less than 10 seconds remaining. Most teams would have taken their time out at this point and tried to design the perfect play to get someone an open shot, but Steph thought about things differently, deciding to just get up to half court and do something crazy.
Not to use it, Curry, way downtown, bang! Bang! Oh, what a shot from Curry!
From way downtown, Curry launched a 3 with less than 3 seconds on the clock. For anyone else, that would be a crazy move that would probably be highly criticized for being impulsive. But that was not what the media were saying about Curry, because he nailed the shot and gave the Warriors the lead. To have the sort of confidence where you can take on that shot just shows how savage of a moment it was from Steph. 1. Steph Curry makes the Curry stopper look silly. Matthew Dellavedova is one of the guys who was originally called the Steph Stopper because he was able to slow Steph down for a couple of days. Curry obviously saw those headlines and decided to end the talk in Game 5. Steph got Dellavedova one-on-one and absolutely cooked him with one of the most disrespectful dribble moves you will ever see. Oh yeah, and of course he nailed the three-pointer as well. I mean, just look at all the moves that Steph made and you know he was never going to miss that three-pointer. Just made the Cavs guard look silly, and you know that Steph loved that moment. I don't think the media called Dellavedova the Curry stopper after that moment. What do you think is the most savage moment of Steph Curry's career? Let me know your thoughts in the comments down below.